Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet.
Welcome back to another episode of This is CorbinCenter. We've talked about the matches. Now, there's always some fun to be had in Vegas, and it's great when you get to go out and you get to enjoy. Darren, you've always said that you have enjoyed these moments out there and that you love being out there because it's like a vacation, and wrestling is your way to travel and see the world. But it's also a time for you to socialize and meet people and get to have moments and create moments outside the ring. So I'm going to let you take this one. I want you to tell all the lovely listeners, all your Patreons, how this weekend went and who you got to catch up with.
As you know, basically, so the history, we've talked about the matches, so let me talk about this. Level Up Convention was a thing that Wes has not only allowed me to be a part of so I could come back to Vegas, because I've been looking to have a staple or a reason to come back to Vegas ever since I was done with Paragon, because I loved it out there. And this was, there's so many people that I miss. So this was a great weekend for that. So anyway, I realize that I'm horrible at taking photos in the moments, and I wish I would have taken more. And I know there's photos out there, so that's good. But anyway, so Friday night, so Thursday I get in, I venture off, and I get Krispy Kreme donuts, which basically fueled me the whole weekend. So I have my Krispy Kreme donuts. And then Friday, I get to see the crew that I haven't seen for a while. Now, it's always great to see, like, Mikey and those guys, Damian Drake, guys from Dub C and Paragon. And then I haven't seen Wrestling with Unicorns. I haven't seen Martine in a long time, so that was super cool. So, like, just seeing a crew that I haven't seen for years, but realizing that we haven't seen each other in, I don't know, I think we said it was 6 years, like, because it was definitely before everything shut down. So, and I'm so happy for his success, and he does bring a lot of attention to the product, so that's really good. So Friday night was good, and I kind of just got to enjoy that one a little bit on my own. But the next night, my buddy Andrew, who, if you've been with me and know my career, NIW was one of my places I went right after MPW folded. And so Andrew was the CEO. He ran NIW and gave us a little home for a while. But he's always been a close friend of mine. And he moved out to Vegas and now LA. And he was coming out there, and he had a friend who was into this. So when he found out that I was in Vegas, he was there for Static X. And when he found out that he had a friend there, that I was there, they bought tickets to the Level Up convention to come see me. Even though they didn't make it to the match, which is totally fine because they had other obligations beforehand, we still got to hang around. And the relaxation of the whole event, I wrestled match 2, they came and we got to walk around the convention and catch up and talk and, like, all this stuff. And it was great. And, like, we got to see the floor, and he bought me a tankard mug that I could refill with soda, and I had sarsaparilla and black cherry. And, like, you know me, I don't drink soda all that much anymore, but it was really good. It was delicious, and free refills all weekend. Andrew, thank you so much for that. And then afterwards, I got to hang out with Remy Marcel and my buddy Sugar, and we had such a great time. And I was catching up, because, again, I haven't seen Remy since last year. We haven't seen each other in then 6 years. So, like, the Bonus Boys have had some matches with Darren Corbin and a variety of different opponents. And it was awesome. And the thing I appreciate is we got to go down to Fremont Street and walk around a little bit and check that out. And then, like, again, just the sounds and everything. It was so cool. And but I told them, and we were trying to think of stuff to do. And I was like, let's not force this, guys. Like, if we want to head back, it's perfectly fine, which was okay, because at that same time, Andrew hadn't left yet. So, like, when I got home, as soon as I walked in the hotel, and by the way, my phone battery, like, I just could not find plugins anywhere. So I was always at, like, 30 or 40%. If that stresses you out, imagine me walking around Vegas like that with my charger in my pockets and, like, also. But then Andrew came over and hung out, and we spent a little bit more time like getting to converse, and it was just great catching up. Because on Sunday when I wrapped up, I ended up going straight from the convention center to an arcade bar. And going to the arcade bar, I met up with Greg Romero, who is another guy that I met at Paragon. And Greg and I are, like, again, we have a blast. Greg, Ethan, and I have, like, a fun group chat that we always joke back and forth. So we spent some time hanging out there and playing. We beat the Marvel arcade game. We were going to play some emulators, but the biggest problem was some of the buttons didn't work. And we were going to try that Beavis and Butthead on Sega, which is way different than the Beavis and Butthead on Super Nintendo. But we tried, we played a little bit, and then he had some other stuff. So it actually worked out perfectly, because by the time he brought me back, referee Rob Page, who's celebrating his 40th birthday in Vegas with a couple friends that I hadn't seen for a while. So I was at the Excalibur, he was at the MGM. I ended up going to the MGM and grabbing some food there, which you'll see at Darren Does Dining coming up. So I did all that, and we met up and we hung out that night, and I'm proud of myself because I know my limits. I didn't hang out too long, but I ran into Judd, who used to book BCW, Venom, who is like a friend of mine that goes a long way back. Andrew joined us, which was awesome. My buddy Travis and like a lot of those guys that I had seen, and some new faces too, which was awesome. I just had a really good time seeing everybody, and like it's cool to me to be, I told you how much I want to emphasize travel and doing these things, and like for all of us who enjoy Vegas to come back out to Vegas. And then the next day when another friend of ours, Steve Rude, came out, we all went to the MGM buffet. And so like surrounded by food and gambling and the show and all that stuff, it was just great. It was just an awesome time and catching up with everybody and having a blast. And that's the thing, like, it's like, oh, we're doing this, we might make it here. Cool. We can kill time. It's great. Didn't win. Just did not have the luck at the slots. And it's funny, I didn't spend as much money because I think I brought 125. That's what I was okay with losing. But I didn't leave I lost it all, but not gambling. I'm a tipper, man. I like to tip people. I tipped the Tesla drivers when they were taking us from the convention center. I tipped the baggage people, like the concierge, because you're holding my bag, so I don't have to walk around with them. So another great night, And again, I really like to do that, and I really like to pay it forward. That's another thing that I pulled out of Jericho's book that Eddie Guerrero said. When you're doing well, or you're able to take care of others, and that's a big thing. So this was a very social weekend where, as you know, I normally just wherever I end up. But it was awesome. And just a complete side note, also cool to see the Timberwolves like sweep the Suns. That was kind of cool, especially in Vegas. But gambling didn't work, but the friends made it up along the way, and I had a great time. I'm still trying to get back in the swing of things here, but absolutely love it. So Vegas was a great time out there. Well, I always appreciate and always love hearing about this stuff. And even though I was just out there, I live vicariously through you with all these things. And I can't wait to see you go back again and see how much fun you'll have, because I know there's so much to do out there. And it's hard to do it all in one weekend. It's hard. So I'm glad that you get these opportunities. And I look forward to more coming up for you. And I look forward to talking more on This Is CorbinCenter.